Thank you very much. First and foremost, I sincerely want to thank all of you for being present here. For me, it's an honor to bring you greetings from the Gambia, and I pay tribute to God Almighty for being here with you today. I'm a strong believer, and whatever I do, God is central in whatever I do. And I'm also grateful for my parents for taking me to school, because none of my parents went to school. But my father told me that with education, the sky is the limit. And I was mainly motivated for me to continue and be all the time, try to be the best in the class, because my father promised to get me a bicycle if I happened to be the first in the class. I worked very hard up to PhD level. I didn't get the bicycle. But one of the main motivation also was to make my mother proud, because I come from a society where when you succeed, your success is that of the community. But when you fail, your mother is the one who is blamed for your failure. So I really wanted to make her proud. The joy of this trust and responsibility that it brings to me to, I'm saying it to recall my humble beginnings. And the blurry ideas I have about the Commonwealth was during Commonwealth days, when you see people dressed in colorful attires. So from that day, I realized the importance of diversity, cultural diversity. And that brings to my mind the words of a great African thinker, Mamadou, when he said that la beauté du tapis persan vient de la variété et de la diversité de ses couleurs. That the beauty of the Persian tapestry comes from the variety and the diversity of its colors. And we are blessed to be a member of a Commonwealth of Nations where we have diverse nations and where we can leverage our diversity to put emphasis on things that can bring us together. Use our diversity to promote unity. And having served at the UN, I realized that the world, it's one big family. And if not learned any lesson from the COVID pandemic, I think we would have missed a great opportunity to know that, to understand that we are interrelated in this world. What affects one directly affects all of us, some more directly than others. During the COVID pandemic, we had to pull our resources together to fight it. And I always say that, without being cynical, that is a very democratic virus that does not need passport or visa to travel. All of us were affected. So we had to work together, leaving no one behind. And I want to say that my relentless commitment to serving humanity in the past 30 years has taught me useful lessons of values that preserve human dignity, which is the Commonwealth of Nations values that the Commonwealth of Nations are championing. The relevance of the Commonwealth continues to recommit individual groups, associations, civil society around the world to redouble their efforts in the face of political uncertainties and climate change to maintain our communities together, to collectively harness the diversity of values that bind us together as the Commonwealth of Nations. And to those who are saying that it's a neo-colonial institution, even myself during my days as a student, we used to say the same thing. But when you get familiar with the organization, I was privileged to attend the Commonwealth Conference Summit in Perth and the last one in Rwanda. You realize that there is no one imposing anything on anyone. You have sovereign countries that have decided to come together. The past is the past. There is not much we can do about it. But we have to leverage the opportunities offered by the past to build a better future. We remember the past. We have the duty to remember, le devoir de mémoire, as they would say in French. But we should not stay in the past. Let's learn lessons from the past to live in a better future and to live in the present and work on a better future. Project ourselves into the future to see that we need to work together to face challenges like climate change, youth unemployment, and issue of migration. Migration is key today because migration is part and parcel of human history. But I believe that if we pull together our resources, these are challenges that we can face together. Remember President Diouf, before the migration crisis hit the wall, was saying that si rien n'est fait pour fixer ces jeunes, il n'y a aucun mur, aucune loi ne peut arrêter cette vague qui va déferler sur l'Europe. If nothing is done to stop this, to create opportunities for the young one, there is no wall, no law that can stop this wave that is going to storm Europe. Unfortunately, we found ourselves in this situation, but together I think we can find a solution to it. Thank you, Zainab.